program is the Active Center. It's created by David Sappe.
Pronounced Seppi.
Pronounced Seppi.
So we're looking at a massive corporate strategy mystery today. When the absolute biggest sporting spectacle on Earth rolls into town, who actually walks away with the biggest bag of cash? Welcome to This Explainer. We are diving deep into the data from the 2026 World Cup in Southern California. And honestly, the answer is going to completely surprise you.
I mean, think about it for a second. Who really cashes in on these mega events? Your first instinct is probably the host city, right? The one with the shiny new stadium, all that global TV coverage, and just millions of incoming fans. You totally expect them to be swimming in profit. But as we dig into the regional case study of this tournament, we're going to see a massive gap between expectation and reality.
Okay, let's dive into this. $900 million. That was Los Angeles' massive pre-event forecast for regional economic output. I mean, with 8 matches slated for SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, LA, organizers expected over $500 million just in direct visitor spending alone. It sounded like an absolute slam dunk economic victory just waiting to happen. But you know, big numbers on a piece of paper, they don't always translate to the actual municipal bank account.
Part 1. Los Angeles, the host's burden.
So this is where those underlying economic realities actually hit the host city incredibly hard. Because, well, hosting the party means paying for the party. And LA was about to learn a really expensive lesson in what economists call economic friction. Just look at these major friction points. In anticipation of the event, LA hotel operators and short-term rentals got kind of greedy with dynamic pricing. They are pushing nightly rates to anywhere from $350 to over $600 right near the stadium. Then you add in this severe anticipated congestion on major transport arteries like the I-405 and the I-110, and you get this massive opportunity cost. Basically, these exorbitant prices and the perceived gridlock triggered an effect called crowding out. Your traditional summer conventions, regular leisure tourists, even local shoppers, they actively avoided the LA basin. They simply stayed away.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly how that crowding out completely backfired on the hotels. Early FIFA room block pickup rates in central LA hovered at this incredibly dismal 15 to 25%. Hoteliers had priced themselves out of the market so aggressively, banking on this massive rush of fans who would supposedly pay anything, that they were actually forced to heavily discount those rooms late in the tournament just to get heads in beds.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate trap for the host city. Just think about the balance sheet. On the one hand, LA has its revenue sources, a 14% hotel transient occupancy tax, and of course direct visitor spend. But on the flip side, the financial burdens are absolutely crushing. The municipal treasury had to shell out millions for high police overtime, emergency services, and heavy traffic management all around the fan zones. And to make matters worse, FIFA retained all the tax-exempt ticketing and commercial rights, so LA's high operational expenditures substantially compressed and in a lot of ways completely swallowed up their net fiscal gain.
Which brings us to a really fascinating contrast. On one side, you have Los Angeles, the official host city, basically drowning in massive security and operational liabilities. But on the exact opposite side, you have neighboring Anaheim, acting as a spillover hub, with absolutely zero host liabilities. Anaheim didn't host a single match at Angel Stadium or the Honda Center, which meant they were completely free from FIFA's really expensive security mandates and tax exemption requirements.
Let's move to part 2. Anaheim's unexpected windfall, and see how this builds. While LA was stuck paying the hefty bill to put on the actual event, Anaheim executed this flawless strategic victory simply by capturing the regional overflow. Just check out this attendance shift at Anaheim's theme parks, specifically the Disneyland Resort. While routine domestic attendance actually took a slight dip, the park saw an incredible 25% surge in high-spending international day visitors. We're talking about families traveling from Europe, South America, and East Asia, all coming to see 1 or 2 matches and then building a 4 to 7 day vacation centered right in Orange County. These international tourists more than offset any domestic declines, driving a solid 5 to 8% overall summer bump and fueling record single-day merchandise, food, and beverage sales inside the resort.
But you might be wondering, how did they get to the actual games if they stayed so far away? Well, Anaheim's resort district boasts over 20,000 hotel rooms. And more importantly, these rooms are connected directly to LA Union Station and SoFi via regional transit corridors like the Metrolink.
So cost-conscious traveling fans looked at the inflated LA hotel prices, looked at the anticipated traffic, and basically said, yeah, no thanks. They bundled their family vacations in Anaheim, jumped on a train on match day, and completely bypassed LA's gridlock.
Now for what might be the most beautiful number on Anaheim's entire balance sheet, 15%. That is Anaheim's Transient Occupancy Tax, or hotel tax rate. It is literally one of the highest in all of California. And with occupancy surging to nearly 90% during match weeks and average daily rates rising comfortably to around $200, that 15% tax rate turned into an absolute goldmine.
The sheer success of this maps out beautifully. During the 39-day World Cup window, Anaheim generated up to $9.2 million just in hotel tax revenue alone. Add in another roughly $2.4 million in local retail and dining sales tax, that represents a pure net incremental gain of over $2.8 million above their already busy standard summer budget forecasts. Total direct municipal benefit, nearly $12 million. It's just wild.
Part 3, Spillover Arbitrage Explained.
So what do economists actually call this phenomenon? Well, the crucial point is spillover arbitrage, and that's basically capturing a lucrative economic windfall from regional scarcity, but with virtually no event hosting overhead or liabilities. Anaheim utilized its existing resort district infrastructure and their standard tourism policing. They incurred minimal additional municipal debt and almost zero police overtime. They basically let Los Angeles deal with all the headaches, the traffic, the construction, FIFA's endless demands, while Anaheim simply swept up the highly profitable, high-margin overflow of tourists.
Which really leaves us with a fascinating million-dollar question to wrap up this explainer. Next time a mega event comes to your region, is it better to host the party or just live next door? The data from 2026 makes an incredibly strong case that sometimes the absolute smartest person in the room is the one who's simply charging the guests for a place to crash, far, far away from the mess. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep questioning the data.